What do you do? What do you do? It's paradise, bro. Face real quick, you feel me?
What's up?
Hey, you got the flips on this video.
That's
Hell yeah, bro. How you doing? You good?
good, and you?
Yeah, just another day, man, trying to get it. You know what I mean? Crazy ass fucking like 7 bad movies all put together. You feel me?
Yeah, I feel you. But we don't
For
complain.
sure. What'd you say?
We don't complain. We find a way.
Ain't that the truth, bro? I feel like that's what I did, bro. I created this little show was created in the pandemic, homie, because I couldn't connect with people no more. So I was like, hey, I can go live, the Pocho live show, and I was already the Pocho live show on radio, bro. But I brought it to IG.
Oh yeah, that's what's up.
For sure, bro. Well, let's jump into it. Who are you? Where are you from? And what do you do?
Raer one coming out of Boyle Heights, east side of Los Angeles. Boyle Heights to be exact. I moved around a lot. Like one of the main spots I stayed right there on Cesar Chavez and Evergreen. Also grew up by Stevenson a little bit, but yeah, just the east side in general.
That's like right, because just so you know, bro, I used to live on First in Utah, right by where the old projects used to be, by that back wall, like by Self Help Graphics. I don't know if you know where that place is. If you keep going down on First, you'll see just a big red wall. And I was the last. They're starting to change that little area. They're making it like nicer and shit. But it was the last ghetto houses on the right hand side.
Yeah.
That's where I lived, bro. I lived in Boyle Heights. I worked at Homeboy Industries when I was in LA.
Oh yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah. So then you tell me, do you consider Boyle Heights East LA?
To me, yeah, because I went back and forth. It's the east side of Los Angeles. There is small differences, like in Boyle Heights, it's LAPD, and East Los is the sheriffs.
Yeah.
Different city and county, but the way I see it, it's the same people. Like people that aren't from either of those, they consider all the same shit.
Yeah, like the reason when I saw it, I already knew, like, oh well, first of all, it's gonna be hard to explain to people that are not from LA, kind of the Boyle Heights East LA situation, because if you think about it, how I always looked at it is once you hit that first or fourth or was it Sixth Street Bridge or whatever, I mean it's not there no more though, huh? Or they're fixing it or something, right? They're doing something to it. But I figure right when you cross that bridge, it's the east, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I get it. Like, it's not Evergreen. What street would you consider the last street or major street of Boyle Heights?
I think it's after Boyle, right? After Boyle, it's like going into downtown.
Oh, no, not that way. I mean, like, over Evergreen Cemetery?
Oh, like after...
Like going east. Like, where do you believe... Where I know that the signs will start to say East Los Angeles, but where do you think it kind of is where people really start feeling like it's East LA, though? Like, is it after the cemetery?
It's on Indiana, right by Stevenson, like middle school. Like,
I know exactly. Yeah, Indiana.
Of East Los, I'm from, like, right the border. I don't even identify with East Los that much. Like, that little section, yeah, but it's kind of far from the boulevard sign. I'm not from over there,
Yeah, I used to go over there on Indiana, right by the freeway, right off the freeway. There were some bomb-ass tacos, dog. Fucking crazy-ass tacos. But then there's like all kinds of, there's a lot of people in the section you got to watch out, you know what I mean?
It's like,
I don't have to say all the names of them, but there's a neighborhood right there. But tell me a little bit about that, bro. How'd you kind of get off the porch? How'd you get into music? If nobody's been to Boyle Heights in East LA, tell us a little bit about how you grew up.
Well, I grew up seeing like I guess you could say the bad side of it from the jump. My dad was killed when I was 2, going on 3, right there in Boyle Heights, right by Hollenbeck Park. He was from a particular neighborhood. He got into the lifestyle, the repercussions of what I saw, like all the negative shit straight from birth,
Yeah, rest in peace.
Away from that lifestyle. And then as I got older, it was like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And luckily I found music and saved me. I'm very thankful for music, for sure.
And when did you find music? How was the first some of your first meetings with music?
You know what? It's funny. It's something I always had in the back of my head, like, oh, I want to do music. But like, I felt like, oh, there's nobody like me that does music,
Yeah.
And then at the age of 13, 14, I seen like shout out to certain artists like Devour. Who else is another? Maybe King Lil G, Ono. Like, I was like, damn, if they could do it, I could do it, like. And so I just started from there. I just won that thought. I had determination. I got me a little microphone, cheap little microphone. I made it happen.
How old were you, more or less? What grade? Do you remember?
I was a freshman. I was 14.
In high school?
Yeah.
What high school did you go to?
It's called Oscar de la Hoya. It's a small little charter school right there by the projects, by being.
Oh, okay. I got some homies from that area too.
Yeah.
From that section. I remember when I first moved out, I thought it was so cool about the murals and all that shit. And then I was like, oh, but once it gets dark, it gets fucking tension in the air. I'm like, get up out of here. But it's cool.
Even my homies, I took a photographer there last time because he wanted to go take pictures of murals and shit. And he's
Yeah.
not from the area. So he asked me, he knows I'm from the area. And he's like, hey, you have protection right there? I'm like, yeah, Dick, they don't care. Like, you're a photographer. If you're not involved, you're not involved, you know?
Yeah, and they're used to it. I mean, that they're used to people coming by and like like Chicanos and like students from Cal State LA, and throwing up the Chicano, their hand up, and they get so because I know some home because working for Homeboy Industries, I started. The reason I got even closer with a lot of homies is, bro, as a photographer, they'll be like, hey, bro, how much you charge for a quinceañera? You know what I mean? And I give them like instead of I charge you like 200 an hour, I charge them 100 an hour, or I'd be like, what do you got, bro? You got 200 bucks? I'll come kick it with you, whatever. And I got close with a lot of people in a lot of neighborhoods. You know what I mean? I did. I don't know how many pictures I've done at Hollenbeck Park. You know what I me?
Oh, yeah. It's everybody.
And then just trying to stay away from Hollenbeck Station too.
Yeah.
But what is it, Chicago or St. Louis and
Yeah.
First or one of those? Yeah, bro. I got in a fucking my last day of drinking, I drank in front of the police station, walking by it, getting in a fight with some of my homies, and it messed my whole shit up. I had to like change my life because I was embarrassing myself. But like, before I got sober, I was living in Boyle Heights, and then I got sober, and then I came back to Boyle Heights, and then I moved back to the Bay Area after I was in LA for like 15 years, bro.
Damn.
I was born in Oxnard too, so I'm born in the South, raised in the North, and then I moved to LA when I was like 18, 19 years old, though, homie. So I was in LA most of my adult life.
Damn. So did you notice a big difference from up there? And because I never been up there, is it a big difference, like culture-wise?
Uh, Yes and no. Like Raza's Raza. Chicanos are Chicanos. Like Northerners and Southerners, they actually have a lot of in common. I mean, Southerners from LA though, because Southerners from LA are like city, and then a lot of Northerners are like kind of dressed like city folk, but also Pachuco style. So I would just say there's a little bit of different lingo. I would say that it is more open-minded racially. You know what I mean? Like fools be smashing black girls here all day long, and like you just see a gang of Blaxicans, kind of like how you see in South Central sometimes.
Yeah.
Um, and that's just because when you start living together, you know what I mean? You start vibing. Sometimes you hate on each other, but the politics up here, then it makes it that all like Northerners are cool with blacks, Asians, and all that. So it's sad to say you kill your own race out here, and that's what I'm like. Just like, man, let's get this money, let's have these kids, let's have a good time. Because just like having not having a father, like I have a daughter that's about to turn 3 years old tomorrow, homie. And every time I think about something that can fuck with my ego, like, oh, I should catch a fade with this, that, or I just be like, is it worth, that moment when they say daddy's not picking you up, or daddy's not here no more, or do you even remember your dad no more because he passed away when you were so
Yeah.
young? Like, it's weird that you're saying those things because I have those thoughts as a man now, and I'm like, ain't no hood, ain't no person, ain't nobody gonna, I'm not gonna let nobody take me out my character. And I'm open minded, bro. Like LA, like a bunch of Serenos saved my life, bro. Got me sober, and I lived with them, and they could have hurt me so many times, bro, but they did it, and they embraced me because I had respect, and I really wasn't trying to. And so I just have such a different point of view than most people that it's not the same. Like we're so caught up, we'll support somebody we don't even know, but we won't even support our own section.
Yeah. Sure. I noticed a lot of that. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about coming up, and once you start to come up and you get a little bit of popularity, whatever, a little bit, I call it light, the light on you. You start to get a lot of love, but you get fake love. How do you deal with fake love and kind of, fans over supporters, fools that don't really fuck with you? They're just, trying to get on.
The way I see it is like you can't really pay too much attention to the love because then if you let the love mean the world to you, like I appreciate it, don't get me wrong, I do, but if you let it mean the world to you, the same shit's gonna happen with the hate. You're gonna let that hate get to you. Like I don't let any of it get to me. I know who I am. I know I do what I want. I make music that I like. Fuck it, if you like it, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to my boys, the Fat Out Bulls. If you want to, I can't even say how the dogs are. I think French Bulldogs, or I don't know how they are. Those tight ass Bulldogs, I only has it. And yes, LA does love me, and I love LA back. Motherfuckers were sad when I moved out of LA, homie, because I'm a street photographer. I got 2016 Street Photographer of the Year in LA. And
Damn.
I was, yeah, well, because I'd be in the streets just banging it out because I wasn't scared of the streets. I ain't scary. So it's like natural for me. But like a lot of fools up here be tripping because I be talking like I be saying like a lot of fools don't be saying like orale and like, a lot of things like I talk like fools from over there sometimes. I say fool a lot like fools don't say fool up here as much.
Then like this,
Huh?
you were out here for like 15 years, you said, right?
Yeah, I moved in the summer of 2001 and I didn't leave till the summer of 2008. And then I came back 2011 and I didn't move till 2016. So like 13 and a half years, 14 years. I just say 15 because it's easier, but around there, almost
Yeah,
14 years.
that's
I
what's
don't want
up.
to say 14 because it sounds,
Like,
whatever.
like about the culture. I mean, you were out here and you probably loved it, or else you wouldn't have stayed.
Oh, I loved it, but I never thought I was ever gonna move back. LA gave me my whole career. Homie, I graduated from USC, CSUN, Santa Monica College. I traveled the world. LA, I smashed on so many LA women, bro. Hundreds, literally hundreds of LA women, dog. And my favorite thing in LA are the women, bro, because the women of Los Angeles, like one just got in here, Cat, the women of Los Angeles, you know what I mean? They're like ghetto fabulous, but like in a beautiful ass way. You know what I mean? Like it's just like how Tupac said every nigga in LA got a little bit of. It's like the same thing with females. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like, you know what I mean? They have a little bit of. They're more street smart. They're also can be scandalous though. You feel me? But like, I just love the women of Los Angeles. You know, and there's so many of them. Fool. It's just like,
Yeah.
it's just LA is. You can feel it like alive. You know what I mean? Like I tell everybody, no matter what, like LA is the greatest city on this earth. Ain't nothing better. But it's because we're everybody. We're all there. Somebody from every city and every town all over the world. Maybe not every town, but at least every major city is represented in LA. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then I met the Salvadorian women, and they fucked my life up for a couple of years. The Toxicas El Salvador.